Good morning. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Welcome to your Hear Your Truth Tuesday. I'm Leslie Pogue, your happy chick today. Today, not so happy. I'm not going to get into that. That's not actually our topic today, but I know I've shared with you guys that I lost my father, and today I seem to be feeling it. But I'm not going to let that stop or change me giving you that nugget to think about today. And today, I was talking, well, actually, let me back up. I was talking to my brother earlier this week, and we got into a conversation, as we often do. We go off into different directions, but it was really cool because he had made the comment, he had said, what if I put all my effort, energy, and sacrifice that I've given to other people into myself, and actually not even so much, he didn't say like, what if, he was talking about how, he asked himself, what if I had done that? And I, paused because I'm going, yeah, what if we take all that energy, all that sacrifice, all that stuff that we gift away to people and we put it all into ourselves. Now, let me asterisk that. I'm not saying to be selfish. I'm not saying to never do anything for other people. But think about the times that you have gifted yourself away and it wasn't, you really realized how empty it landed, right? Um, we give ourselves away on under the guise of family, under the guise of friendship, under so many different things, and in the moment it feels justified, and quite honestly you should still be who you are. Let me just put that out there. I'm the kind of person where if you are on my team, if you're a friend, if you're voted on the island, then I'll move heaven and earth for you. I will not, I'm very different with my friends than I am to people who are just in the world. I'm very nice to everyone, but friends and family get that extra oomph from me. They get to see me, you know what I mean? And I have a really good friend. She always talks about how she really loves our friendship because of the access to me that she gets. So I really appreciate hearing that too, because that is a friend that really values our friendship, and she shares also a lot of herself as well. So when my brother mentioned that, I said instantly, like, okay, that has to be the conversation for this Tuesday, and it's so important. I really want you all out there who's hearing this message, and I hope that it's like hitting you and resonating with you, because really think about how many times we have said yes just on the strength of friendship, only to find that that friend has taken advantage of that niceness. How often have we dropped everything for a family member and only to be met with, hostility or just unkindness in the midst of things that really matter? How often has that happened? Lately, I gotta say, for me, it's happened a lot. And I think that's why when my brother mentioned it, it really resonated with me, because I'm just going, what is going on in the world? I do not understand. And if you are of the thinking that I am, and I believe that energy is all around us, it also clued me in to some of the energy I might be putting out there, because you always want to pause and think about who you are and how you're moving in the world based on what's going on around you. So it did cause me to pause for a moment and, think about how I'm moving in the world. But at the same time, the reality is your part is not always the larger percentage. Please remember that. Your part is always in play because it is you are engaging in the world. But sometimes your percentage is the 10%. It is the smaller percentage of what's going on around you. And so I really hope that those of you listening today just take a beat of all the things that you are gifting away to other people. Now, that also doesn't mean, as parents, what you're doing with your children, what you're doing with your spouse, how you are living in the world in that way, do not change, or rather, I don't want to say that because some change may be necessary. However, don't take this to mean that I'm done. It's about me, and I'm going to make sure that all my efforts and stuff are going toward what I want to do and all this. That's not really what I'm saying. That's not the approach you want to take. You do want to assess, though, how much of you are sacrificing for your family, for your kids, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You still want to be who you are in your marriage, as a parent, as a friend, as a lover, as whoever you are in the world, as a daughter, as all of that. You want to show up as, you don't want to lose yourself in being that kind, human, social being in the world. You can do all of it at the same time. But in order to do that, you have to pause and take a moment to listen to the silence, to the internal talk, to what your body is telling you, to the tears, to the cussing, to the laughter, to the signs that are telling you what you need and what's going on with you and how you are feeling. And from that place, that's where you can act. That's where you can move forward and address things that are not working in your life. You can right wrongs. You can have your say on things. You can verbalize some of the joys as well as some of the frustrations that have sat on you, again, under the guise of family or friendship or just being kind to a person that will not be able to necessarily receive your message in the way it's intended. These are the things that sometimes you have to step back and go, that is no longer, or it really never was, my responsibility. It's your responsibility to teach other people how to treat you. It's your responsibility to ask for what you need and what you want. And here's the other thing to remember. There are no conditions on that. There is no judgment on that. If you want something that someone else feels is unrealistic, a certain type of lifestyle, a certain type of retirement, a certain type of job, maybe an additional education, whatever it is that someone else in your life that can't dream as big as you do or can't think as big as you do has words or has something to say of how you can't do something or how you shouldn't do something, that's their stuff. That's all on them. And the effort that you are using to appease them, to convince them, to explain to them, to allow that noise in your life is pulling energy. It's pulling that strength that you actually have, whether you are mentally well or have a mental illness. No matter who you are in the world, you have a strength that is uniquely your own. And when things get challenging, or when you find yourself in a situation that will take you outside of yourself, outside of your character, do take that pause and take a beat to recognize that, to make sure you're not being rash or overreacting. But once you have lived in the peace, in the moment, in the silence of clarity that lets you know that this is it, I've hit my limit on how much I'm going to gift away, that's when it's time to make that change. That's when it's time to claim your own time, space, value, and remind yourself that all that effort, energy, and sacrifice should be going to yourself and your dreams and your life and what you want out of this world. So I hope I didn't go too deep. I know I'm feeling a little heavy this morning, so I may have gone there, and hopefully I planted that seed to have you all kind of sit back and go, yeah, what do I need to do to reclaim my energy, my efforts for myself? I hope that lands on you in a positive way. So have a great week. I, of course, want you to make sure you follow me. I mentioned in the message actually to put in the comment section what you come up with when you ask yourself this question. So I would love it if you would share what comes up for you in as a result of listening to this question and hearing this question in your mind and just marinating on this question with yourself. So I would love it if you feel comfortable sharing in the comment section, because I'm sure it can serve other people listening to this this posting or whatever. You know how I am with technology. Anyway, moving on. Please follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, both at LP Speak. And then, of course, go to my website at www.lpspeak.com to receive the 10 practices to achieve the habit of happy. And as always, until next time, go be